welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark. And before we get into today's video, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy and healthy holidays and a happy and healthy new year. I know the holidays are upon us. Christmas is actually a few days away from when I'm filming this. So whatever holidays you celebrate, I hope you have a great holiday season. And let's get right into today's video. So today I'm going to talk about a Poshmark 101. What is it? How to use it if you're a buyer or a seller, and also just the process of it. So if that is something that interests you, definitely keep watching and like this video, and also make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any other future reselling content from me. But without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Let's start out by talking about what is Poshmark. Poshmark is a platform that you can buy or sell secondhand or new with tag items. So it's basically just a secondhand shop out there, and it's online, and you can buy stuff, you can sell stuff, you can have an account, or you can check out as a guest, and you can basically find anything that you're looking for, whether that's clothing, shoes, jewelry, handbags, home goods. They have it all. And it's great because it's better for the economy than shopping at a retail store, and it's also just a really good way to buy secondhand items to provide support for small businesses out there. So if you've ever wanted to, support a small business and also shop secondhand, this is the perfect platform to do so on. So if you're not already on Poshmark, definitely sign up for it. You can use my code, I'll link it here on the screen. You can get $10 free credit for when you make your first purchase on the platform, and so that's a great way to save some money right off the bat. So let's start talking about, what Poshmark is from a buyer's point of view, and then we could talk about it from a seller's point of view. As a buyer, you can attend Posh parties, which are just a way to highlight key items on the platform, and they highlight a specific category of pieces, so it's easier for you to find them. So while you can filter on the app for what you're looking for, you can filter by brand, by color, by size, by style, you can filter by new with tag or not. You can filter by all these different things on the platform, but sometimes that's really hard to find what you're looking for because there are so many things listed on the platform. So another good way to shop is actually using the Posh parties, which happen 4 times a day. And if you don't already know when these happen and what they're, what each party is, I have a video up above, I'll link it up here, but basically there are 4 times a day. There are 12 Eastern, 3 Eastern, 7 Eastern, and 10 Eastern. And you can figure out what your time zone is based on those. And so they have different categories. So for example, they have a best in jeans party. So all different types of jeans can be shared to that party. And then you can filter based on your size or your style or the brand that you're looking for. So it makes it really easy to shop. And so, like I said, these are a great way to shop, and they're a way to find things a little bit easier because it's all filtered to these items. And as a buyer, you can shop very quickly and very easily, and you're protected by Posh Protect, which is their way of protecting you as a buyer. So if something goes wrong with your order, for example, if it's not as described, or if it's a fake item, or if it's not what was in the pictures, you can open a case after you've received your order, and you can basically say, hey, this is not what the order was. Or if the item gets damaged or anything like that, you could provide pictures, and then Poshmark will most likely accept your case and give you a refund for your order. And so you can shop with confidence knowing that Poshmark has this policy in place. And so that's why it's so important to sellers to make sure that they're accurately describing their items or accurately describing the listings, so that way this doesn't happen. But as a buyer, you're protected, and so hopefully you won't have this issue, but if you do, you can shop knowing that if there is an issue, you will get your money back without any problems. And like I mentioned earlier, this is a platform where you can basically do anything. It's a one-stop shop to buying whatever you need, whether that be clothing, jewelry, hand goods, home goods, shoes, handbags, pets, electronics, anything you can think of, you can buy on this platform. So it's really nice because you can buy whatever you need, and you can also bundle your items to save money on shipping. So if you find multiple items that you like from a specific seller, you can bundle those, and a lot of the times the seller will actually give a bundle discount. And mine is set up automatically. I have a 15% discount off of any bundle of 2 or more items. So if you see 2 things in my closet that you like, you can bundle and then automatically get a 15% discount just by doing that. And so this will save you on shipping because you have to pay $7 shipping every time you place an order, and it is a little high, I agree, especially if you're buying like just a shirt or something. So that's why they highly recommend using the bundle feature, because then you save up on, money. So you can buy whatever you need, and it's really nice because you can get gifts on the platform, you can get different household items, and you can do this all knowing that, you can shop from one individual seller or you can shop from multiple sellers. But if you shop from multiple sellers, you have to pay shipping on, separately. And as a buyer, you could also send offers to sellers on their items, or you can just buy now. You could use either feature that you want, and you could also use the bundle feature like I mentioned. So it's very quick and easy to shop. It only takes a couple clicks. Okay, so now that we talked about using Poshmark as a buyer, let's talk about as a seller, because a lot of people, including myself, use it primarily to sell things. And let me also preface that you can buy and sell. You could do both things at once. And so like I've actually made a couple purchases myself, but I am primarily a reseller, so I primarily sell on the platform. So the first thing that you do as a seller, once you create your profile and create an account, you will then list your items. So you can list as many items as you want, from 1 to thousands, and it's basically at your own pace. So if you want to do this as a side hustle, you can do a couple items here and there whenever you have items, or if you want to do this as a business, you can list more and more items. If you want to do it as a business, though, I highly recommend listing more items because that's going to generate more sales. But all you do is take photos of your items, create descriptions and titles, and then fill out the template that asks for like the size and the category and the brand and all that, and then you hit list. So if you are if you're going to be a seller that's going to do this more often and more as a small business, I would highly recommend taking really good photos, taking, photos in good lighting, having a good setup. I have a backdrop, I have a mannequin, I have a light, I have all of that. But if you are just going to be doing this as like a side hustle just to get rid of clothing, you don't need all that. But I still highly recommend taking good photos, because that goes a really long way on Poshmark, and it really helps you generate more sales doing that. You can do either thing, but definitely just take really good pictures, describe measurements, describe details of the item and the size and the fit, and make your descriptions and make your titles. Be descriptive in your titles. They give you a lot of room for a reason, so make sure you fill up that room, and you can list your items very quickly. And so while the buyers can attend Posh parties, you can as well as a seller. This is a good way to share your items. So those items that buyers are attending those Posh parties for are items that you are sharing to the parties. So if you have best in jeans, if you have a bunch of jeans that you want to share to the party, you can just select them and then say share to the best in jeans party. And so this is a great way to get more eyes on those specific items that you are looking for to sell. And so it's really great, because I always find that sometimes this is helpful because it's more of like a targeted audience. So it's like basically giving out an ad to those specific people that are looking for them. So I find this to be really helpful actually as a seller, and so I've actually attended a lot of parties over time. And also as a seller, if you are a Posh ambassador, you can host these parties, which then allows you to give out host picks, which now that's a whole nother story. If you want more details on what host picks are, I can link that up above. But basically as a host, you can allow certain items to be kind of like represented in a more highlighted way. So there's like a category that's specifically host picks. So that gives you even more eyes on those items. So there's a lot you can do with Posh parties, and they are a virtual event that happen, like I said, 4 times a day, and they happen for 2-hour increments. And they are really helpful if you want to kind of target certain items in your closet. If you have thousands of pieces and you can't really share them all, you can share specifically to the parties, and that will still help you out a lot. Now, shipping is really easy with Poshmark. I actually find it to be easier than a lot of other platforms, which is why I use Poshmark. It's very simple. So all you do is, once you make the sale, you will get a auto-generated shipping label to your email that you created your Poshmark account with, and then you just print it out. And now they've actually come out with an update this year where you don't even have to print out the label. You could just have the QR code and take it to the post office, and they will print out the label for you. But it's pretty simple to do, and anything up to 5 pounds is covered under that generic shipping label that is created for you. But if you have an order that is over 5 pounds, you just have to upgrade the shipping label within the order. So there's like a way to go to orders, and then like I think it's problems, and then you can say I need a new upgraded shipping label, and it's pretty easy to do. They'll send it to you pretty quickly. And so you don't have to worry about stamps or specific postage or anything. they just, you know, send you the label, and it's, you know, quick and easy. And you could put it on whatever box or envelope or any like supplies like that you want. As long as it's like, you know, a clear and distinct box and there's no other labels on the box. You can use a brown box, you can use a white box, you can use, you know, USPS free poly mailers and packaging that they give you. You can use your own poly mailers. And so you can use whatever you want. You can tape it up, and it's really easy, like I said, to ship it out. A lot of the times with other platforms, you actually have to calculate how much the box weighs or what the measurements of the box is to then determine what the shipping would cost. But with Poshmark, it's a flat rate of $7, and I think like 40 something cents per item or something like that. So basically you pay that flat rate, and that's all there is. And you as a seller can then discount that to either $5.95 or $4.99 or for free. But just know, if you discount it, it's going to come out of your earnings. So you need to make sure that you're aware of that if you're trying to make profit on some items, that if you give a shipping discount, it's going to take away from what you would have earned on top of the Poshmark fees that come out of the item. So as a seller, I have actually discovered the Posh community, and I've kind of built a friendship with a bunch of people online, whether that be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, any of the platforms out there. Even on Poshmark, I've created a lot of friends, and some of the people I call my best friends to this day. And so there's just a really nice community out there that are people that really want to just help each other out and get to know each other. And I've actually met some in person, and I've met some virtually. And a lot of people actually kind of create groups where they go thrifting together, or they, you know, travel together, they do all these things. And a lot of people have met really, you know, good connections out there. So I highly recommend connecting with others in the community. If you're on social media, you can search like hashtag Poshmark or hashtag Poshmark community, all these different things, and you'll find different people out there that are, you know, just like you. You can join different groups. I'm in a couple different groups myself, and like I said, I just use those groups for help and assistance, but also just kind of like a pick-me-up sometimes. And it's really nice to connect with others, and there are a lot of events that are held by Poshmark that you could also attend, such as Posh Fest. That's typically held in the fall, and they do it either virtually or in person. I think this year they started doing it in person again, and so that's a great way to meet other people on the platform. You could do Posh and Coffees or Posh and Sips, where you can just basically meet up with other people. And so definitely get involved in the community if you can. It's a great way to connect with others, and if you ever have any questions to other people, this is a great way to ask those questions. So all in all, that is a how-to on Poshmark from a buyer and a seller's point of view. While there are a lot more other things, you know, that you can do on the platform, this is just covering the basics. And so if you ever have any questions, or if you're new, like I said, and you don't really know much about the platform, you can message me here, or you can message me on any of my socials. I'll leave my handles down below, and I will be happy to help you with anything that you have. I know a lot of people actually do reach out to me on socials to ask me specific questions. They're like, hey, you covered this in your video, just had a quick follow-up. And I'm always, you know, very happy to help out if I can, because I didn't really have that when I first joined. I didn't know about all these different things that you could do when I joined, so I kind of felt like I was like alone in the dark. And so if you ever have any questions, you can reach out to me or anybody else in the community. So if you want to see another video on things that you shouldn't do on Poshmark, you can click right here. And if you want to see reselling hacks, you can click right here. But until next time, I'll see you then.